Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a review of the Shah Rukh Khan film Zero. This was a marathon movie day. I saw Zero this afternoon, and then I saw KGF in the evening, so there will be a review of that coming as well. Zero, I have very mixed feelings about. I have been so filled with trepidation and nervousness about Shah Rukh Khan playing a dwarf. The trailer was very confusing, where we saw a rocket go off. I was just like, I could not even imagine how all of these things were going to fit together. And there was an early teaser that it looked like Shah Rukh Khan was smacking a woman's bottom, and I really hated that. His character, Bauua, is pretty obnoxious, but Shah Rukh Khan sells it. He's got a chip on his shoulder all the time because he feels like, in a way, God has already cursed him, and so he's kind of arrogant and cocky, and he pulls it off. He has a lot of great funny lines, and what I was nervous about really was fine, although I feel like the script could have examined more about how he felt about being an other, that it was more just one-liners, that also Anushka was handicapped and, that she was in a wheelchair, and so they were just kind of, neither of them looked at each other the way other people looked at them. As she put it, we can look eye to eye, everyone else hovers over us or lords over us. So the first half I thought was really good. There was a lot of banter with Anushka and Shahrukh. The romance that you've seen, the short video of Meerut, and the full thing was even more incredible. Oh gosh, that was one of the highlights of the film for me. But it goes some unexpected places. Okay, I'm not going to give any spoilers in the first part of this review. At the very end, I will mention a couple of things because I can't talk about some of the things that I'm really critical about without mentioning spoilers of things that happen in the second half. There's some amazing cameos. I'm not going to reveal all of them, but I was delighted with every single cameo. Some are a little longer than others, and that was a delight. Everyone's heard that Devi is in it. She has a very small cameo, but really, I think, touched everyone's heart just to see her speak some lines on screen again. It was emotional for me, and I didn't even grow up seeing her like all of you. I was blown away by Katrina Kaif, and I never thought in a million years I would say that, but oh my gosh, she acted so well. She's basically playing sort of a version of herself, a megastar who has a troubled relationship with a boyfriend whose last name is Kapoor. Yeah, they went there. I'm not going to say who plays her on-again, off-again boyfriend, but wow, that was a fun cameo. She just plays this superstar that yet no one knows the pain that she's feeling inside, and she played her so vulnerable, and I've never seen her like this. She was so good. The parts that she was in were some of my favorite parts of the movie. As you may have heard, the second half is when things really get bizarre. And I'm not going to say exactly what, but I will just say that there's a certain person that pulls out a gun, and they're in America, and it makes absolutely no sense that this person would have a gun. I'm like, is it just because it's in America? Coming home and thinking about it, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? That was just one example of one small crazy moment in the second half that just gets so crazy. I mean, you saw the rocket in the trailer. Just let me tell you, I saw Antiriction last night, so I feel like I am up to here with space stuff this week. Like, too much space stuff. I don't really understand why the second half of the movie had as much to do with space as it did, and it was bizarre, and I don't know. I really felt a connection. In the first half, I felt a connection with Shah Rukh Khan's, I won't exactly describe it, but the scenes that he had with Katrina Kaif's character, I thought were lovely. But then the second half, I'm not sure that I really felt like what happened was earned, that made sense. I just don't know if Anand L knows how to end movies. I think he comes up with these great ideas and these great concepts, and he can't quite bring it home and really give, he just didn't give an emotional resonance to me. I'll be interested if you feel the same if you see the movie. So I have very mixed reaction to it. I think it's still worth seeing, especially the first half. I thought was so good. Seeing this full song sequences to me was worth it. But the second half, it's really the script that gets kind of crazy. So it's funny that the things that I was worried about were not really the issue that I have with the film in the end. So I kind of give it an average rating because there's some parts that were really good and some parts that were really not so great, but I was not necessarily bored, although some scenes in the second half continue a theme that just kind of goes on too long. And I didn't really like what they did with Anushka's character. She is dealing with heartache, but in a very harsh way, and I wish that we had learned a little bit more about her character. I just felt like her character in some ways was only skin deep. And we got a lot about Katrina Kaif's character, which was fantastic. We got a lot of depth and motivation about Shah Rukh's character. And really not as much as just like, okay, she's in a wheelchair, and she's brilliant. That's like all we need to know, I guess. But there were some scenes that I thought were particularly good. There was a scene in the first half before a wedding. I don't even want to spoil whose wedding it was. But this conversation, let's just say I didn't even expect necessarily that it would take place, because I thought a particular character was just going to run, and it was a very interesting dialogue. So I guess you can see my quandary. It's very mixed. So I guess it averages out to an average or slightly above average film. Take what you will, if you're a fan of Shah Rukh Khan, you definitely need to see it. Otherwise, you might want to wait till streaming. Okay, so now this is the end of the spoiler-free section. What the hell was up with the whole Mars thing? Okay, I guess, is India space mad right now? Does every movie have to be about space? Because I just watched Antariksha, which is an entire space movie, and then now this whole, what do they call it? NASA instead of NASA, and instead of a chimp, a dwarf gets sent to Mars. Okay, and the gun that I'm talking about, it's obviously Anushka shoots Shahrukh when she sees him for the first time again a year after he had left her at the wedding. Really? She's sitting there in a wheelchair at a big talk about her Mars research, and she's going to have a gun in her pocket? Some other people have complained about the twist with the baby, which I actually didn't necessarily mind that was a twist. There could have been more done with that. And really with Shahrukh, he did seem to sort of instantly fall in love with the baby, and they showed at least one scene of him sneaking and trying to see the baby. But then how long is this Mars mission? He's gone for 15 years? I don't know. The ending was crazy. The ending was just crazy. Enjoyed Avidio's cameo so much. Yeah, I mean, they really went there with all this stuff about him. This Kapoor constantly romancing women, even under Katrina's nose at parties. Oh. And then all of the women at the party where Shahrukh meets Katrina's character and Sridevi was there. It's really cool to see them all on screen together, though. That was fun. But Maddie, what the heck was going on with Maddie's hair? I love that he was the surprise fiance, but they kind of left it that he just loved her for her mind, and he didn't really care about her either. Did you get that? If you saw the movie, did you also get that feeling? It wasn't such a hardship. He wasn't really torn up sending her back to say her goodbyes to Shahrukh. Somehow just didn't have full heart in the second half. But I really did enjoy the first half. And Meranama too. Wow, that was an amazing song sequence. It really was. I felt like they put in so much with the special effects and all the NASA training and all of that. Well, we could do this fun thing, and we could have him, have snorkel gear. I just felt like it was just throwing in everything that they could in the kitchen sink when they left out just the heart at the center of it. And and then it made it just kind of long with all of those NASA training sequences. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you also agree with me. Follow me on Twitter at Pardesi. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe here to the Pardesi channel, and if you hit the bell, then you get a notification whenever I have a new trailer reaction or a film review.